Chance here to check out some stats for Trae Young.
And guys, it hasn't been pretty for him in the past 5 games. He's having one of those scoring slumps that all players go through at some point in the season. But I know he hadn't lost his confidence, and I expect this young man to get after it here tonight.
A look at Atlanta's opening lineup. The pairing up front, Johnson and Capella. Daniels out there with Young. And it's Reza Shea in at the 3 spot. And for Chicago, Levine and Williams up in the forward positions. The guard set is Giddey and White. And it's Vucevic in at the center. Hey, Shams, for the Bulls, the overall approach has seemed to be steady as she goes, stay in our lane, business as usual. But do you think that'll continue?
And business has been good, Kevin. One of the best attendance rates in the league. But listen, this is a Bulls organization that has to figure out its right direction and see how they can continue to build and find a way to build from the ground up and reach new heights, whether it is going a more rebuilding route, more in the middle route, versus going and really taking big swings. I think this is an organization that is very much trying to find their direction.
Oh, you're kind of setting the table. A lot could happen with this team. Good stuff.
Boy, Zach LaVine. Sheesh, that was mean.
Giddey against Young. Capella with a screen on Giddey. Young for 3. Again, Young missing. It's been a quick start here for Chicago. It's a 5-point game. LaVine got it. Good job in the low post.
What determination from LaVine. Finding his finish despite the contact.
And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, I got a few minutes with Billy Donovan. Now, I talked with him about the challenges of guarding someone like Trae Young. Coach said, as soon as he crosses half court, you got to be on him. I told our guys, no separation. Of course, this defense will have to be very aggressive if they hope to stop Trae. Back to you guys.
Thanks so much, David. Now Williams, after Jalen Johnson missing on the last 3-pointer. That one falls.
Out to a hot start. 4 makes and 5 shots to begin this ball game.
Hawks have gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. Pass to Reza Shea. It's Young on the wing. Giddey defending. To halt the run. And that's good. Trae Young for 3. So Shams, when the league brought in that 65 game played rule, it sure seemed to motivate players to suit up.
Those awards aren't just about prestige, Kevin. They're about cold, hard cash. And every summer, we're going to see records set for the biggest contract in NBA history. Every summer that goes by. And that certainly has an effect on players wanting to play and players being in the lineup. Now with the 65 games played rule, there is an incentive for all NBA team and different accolades.
Yes, well said. Atlanta shooting their first free throw of the evening.
And I think this is a strength of this team. Solid numbers at the line across the board. 77% collectively.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
On the free throw, no good. Chicago has gone 2 of 2 from 3-point range here in the first quarter. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. Here's White, back to Giddey. Now here's Williams. He's guarded closely. 4 on the clock. That's short off the rim.
See, that miss right there. It's why teams try to avoid the mid-range jumper these days.
Well, expansion is coming, Shams. Is the league ready, in your estimation, for some more cities and new teams?
The NBA seems to be ready. I think I'm ready. Kevin, are you ready? Because the last expansion was, 20 years ago? That's the longest wait for this league since it began. And so I think Adam Silver and this league are going to take their time and really figure out exactly where they want to expand to. But the question is, Kevin, are you ready?
I am always ready. I know the league is looking even overseas or even maybe south of the border for a possible new entrant. But the league has got so much talent on the bottom half of these rosters. I definitely think it's time.
And there's a great appetite, a great desire for a lot of these cities, not only in the States, but also abroad, like you said, to go bring in an NBA team to their city and bring some of the talent, the marquee names to their city.
Oh, it'll be terrific. DeAndre Hunter, he's checked in for Riza. And Williams drops them both.
For a star like him, you get lots of opportunities at the line, and he's great at cashing them in.
And Young kicks to Daniels. To the inside. Pass to Hunter. Launches it. Atlanta again, missing.
And he might have thrown himself off when he saw how much space he had from three.
Shams, we know you grew up in Chicago. I'm assuming you grew up a Bulls fan. Who didn't? And you had to have a favorite player growing up with those terrific teams.
I was a big-time fan of hoops in general. Definitely someone for me was Kobe Bryant. That someone wasn't a Bulls player. We almost got him one year, but that was someone I grew up watching. Kevin, did you have a favorite team or player growing up?
Well, I love Kobe. I called every season of LeBron and every season of Kobe Bryant. And Bryant actually did stuff for 2K. As you know, not too long ago, before his passing, he sat down for a couple hours. But I hate to rank him because Kobe, Jordan, and LeBron are all right there at the very, very top. Hard to beat Jordan, right?
Very hard to beat Jordan. Obviously, the GOAT, the greatest of all time. Kobe, for me, watching growing up, that was the closest thing that I had.
Jalen Smith, he's checked in for the Bulls. Here's Young. It's hauled in by the Bulls. This game coming after a loss against the Bucks.
Yeah, tough game on the road. The guys you're defending, obviously comfortable shooting in their own building. You've got to find a way to break their rhythm.
Well, they weren't fighting through screens. Their closeouts and rotations were late. You name it, and let's just say they didn't do it on defense.
Now Young, after the missed three from Vucevic, the Hawks again can't hit.
I'd like to see him a bit more efficient. He has not been great this quarter.
And as the salary cap looks set to rise significantly, Shams, any major effects that you can anticipate?
It won't be like the year the Warriors signed KD. They're going to smooth the cap numbers, and it's not going to spike quite the same. But these numbers will continue to get eye-popping when you think about player salary, and you have to keep in mind luxury tax and the new second apron that came into play with the collective bargaining agreement, and that will play a part in how teams build, not putting yourself in a restrictive position to continue to build winning organizations.
A lot of moving parts to contend with, but boy, a lot on the horizon. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Kevin, thanks. I asked Quinn Snyder what he enjoys most about coaching, and the Hawks coach said the opportunity to compete in such an intense way. Also, the tactics of the game and the intellectual part of player development. It's rewarding to see and have a part in someone's growth and improvement. Kevin?
Maybe that's coaching, right? Growth and development. A mind for the game for sure. I've always respected Coach Snyder. And we'll have a timeout called by Quinn Snyder. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline.
It's time. Give yourself a round of applause. Substitution on the court.
36 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Pass to Bufkin. Sinks the three-pointer.
This is why you always have to chase guys off the arc, because everyone has a three-point shot now.
Giddy with it. He has 6. Levine for 3. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
Well, those are starting to add up, guys. Their last 5 baskets, 3 have been triples.
Bogdanovich goes in. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Showing off his inside game. Bogdan is an all-around scorer.
Here's White, and he...
Oh, my goodness, man. Excellent all-around performance so far, hence the big lead.
They got off to such a hot start, and that can keep you energized throughout the whole game.
And so it's Chicago, taking a 19-point lead into the break. Their defense has been active and effective. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Bulls.
They've really been dialed in from deep. This is a team that has a ton of confidence in their outside shooting ability.
And they are also just outworking the opposition in transition. When the break is on, they've continued to find ways to score.
So with Johnson on the bench, here's the 5 for Quinn Snyder right now. Bogdanovich on the wing. He's paired with Reza Shea. Okongwu is out there with DeAndre Hunter. And it's Pumpkin in at the 1.
Oh, fellas, that was vicious two-hand monster slam.
Guys, I don't think there was anyone who could have stopped him on that one. Hey, Shams, I know you're connected throughout the NBA into a lot of front offices, but have you ever thought about maybe shifting gears a little bit and working for a team?
There is always intrigue into something like that, Kevin, but I've seen how tough the environment can be, and honestly, it is really much more fun to be talking to you on this side of the media world and the media equation of the NBA. But listen, there's always intrigue with the front.
And a lot of opportunities I know you're looked at, but thank you for your honesty in that one. The Atlanta Hawks come into this one following a loss to the Golden State Warriors.
And guys, you just can't afford to give away points from the foul line. Not in the NBA. Teams are just too talented.
Oh, that is well said. They're being handed free points and just couldn't convert.
And with Bogdanovich is that well set up, he's almost automatic. Nice shot.
Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. Here is Carter. Nothing on the board. Shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Late June, NBA free agency is such a busy time for you, Shams. During the start of that hectic period, walk us through your day. What's your life like? I've asked you this before in previous times you've been out here with us, but do you get any sleep?
I'm up 24/7 because the great part about free agency, Kevin, is you never know when you might get that call, you might get that text. When a player has committed, when a player has decided to go to a specific NBA team, that is what I live for. That's what I know the fans live for, and I'm one of those fans, so I want to make sure I know as well, and I'm able to inform in an appropriate, timely, responsible, and fair way, and accurately. So for me, there's not much wiggle room when it comes to sleep. I try to make up for it later, but NBA free agency, trade deadline, draft, those are time periods when I know I have to be on. I might be getting a call now, Kevin, actually.
Well, wait, I was just going to ask you. We're doing this game. I'm looking at your phone. It's lighting up. You're looking down. You're looking at the game. You're talking to me. You're doing 2 things at once.
I have to be multitasking at all times, Kevin. You know that.
Oh, it's the best. And timeout is called by Quinn Snyder. He wants to make some adjustments to the game plan, clearly. Let's check in for Bruce Ellis. Capella, the pass to Bogdanovich. Back to Capella. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Hunter, no one around him. No good on the 3.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
We have all these great foreign players. Maybe 3 of the top 5 players in the NBA are all foreign players, right? And so much was made of Anthony Edwards. Here's a 22-year-old American player who has maybe the charisma, the game, the everything you could package. It could be our next great player. Is there ever talk around the league about why are European players being so dominant? Where are the great young American players to compete against this great influx of international players?
The grassroots programs, you have to look at what happens abroad and in the States. You have to give a lot of credit to the way that they develop players. over in Europe, in any of those regions, they do a great job, and those players are hungry, they're driven, they're passionate. They're trying to get here to the States and play basketball at the highest level in the NBA. And you see at the amateur level...
Oh, wow!
That is powerful.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
And guys, to go on a big run, get some breathing space, it has to be a great play on each end.
And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Capella sends a screen for Young. The three-pointer is right on target. Young's got 6.
And easy to admire Young's confidence. Knows he has the ability to drain it from way outside.
Here's Levine, and the jam by Levine.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm, and you can see how they're finishing their plays.
Right about that. Seems like they haven't missed.
And so it's Bogdanovich who brings up the ball for the Atlanta Hawks. Following this one, they get to host the Mavericks. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Young with no one around. The shot's good on the assist by Nance. Young's got a couple of three-pointers in the second for Atlanta. And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. So for the Bulls, Williams, he's checked in for Smith. White comes in for Dosunmu. And Josh Giddey's subbed in for Javon Carter. Atlanta also making some changes here. Jalen Johnson's checked in for Nance. Reza Shea is coming in for Hunter. And Daniels subbed in for Bogdanovich. And yes, it's good. 6 points for him.
Just playing with poise and confidence, and they continue to put points on the board.
And it's because they're not playing in a rush. They're just letting their shots come naturally within the flow of the offense.
And Shams, what an absolute delight it has been having you courtside with all of us tonight. Thank you so much for taking time to join us. It has been a true pleasure.
Thanks so much for the invite. I can't wait to do it again sometime. I'm honored. I'm privileged.
Oh, we are going to hold you to that. Thank you again. And just great to have Shams join us, isn't it, guys? Such a wealth of knowledge.
Yeah, no one is more locked in on the league. If there's a move happening, Shams knows about it before the players do.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
It's good from long range.
And his ability to efficiently score, that's really helped him out in this one, putting them ahead on the scoreboard.
Inside, here's Capella. Oh, tried to dunk it all, but drew the foul, and he'll go to the line. That one on Vucevic. RJ for the Bulls, their last 2 seasons have ended with losses in the play-in.
Yeah, they finished as the 9th seed both years and won their first play-in games. But that second play-in game has been a problem, which is why they need to set themselves up better during the regular season.
The first free throw is good.
And the defense Capella provides is huge. I mean, a legitimate shot blocking threat who also rebounds the ball at an efficient rate.
That one misses. And with this era of the Atlanta Hawks, Greg, they've gone as far as their defense has let them.
You look back at their conference finals run in 21. That was the last time they had a top 10 defense. So scoring's never been the issue with this core, but defense has been non-existent.
Pass to Daniels. Here's Reza Shea. Young, a screen on White. Here's Reza Shea. The Hawks again can't hit. Here's Levine. Yep, that one goes in there. Levine's got 18 points.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
He's just riding the wave of momentum right now, getting to his spots and keeping things simple on the offensive side.
So as we conclude the first half, so far fairly one-sided. It's the Bulls just dominating this one. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, guys. With Quinn Snyder, Coach, they came at you offensively. So what has to change for you defensively?
Well, a lot, obviously, with everybody on the floor. They're capable of doing this, but we're not. It's just too easy.
Got to tighten things up as we go along. Thanks for your time. Back to you guys.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
Your attention to center court and get ready for the Fan Half-Court Shots Drumline. They're thinking about the shot.
Welcome, everybody. This game has been all about Zach LaVine's impressive play.
Zach is on the attacks. He has such a fluid game offensively. His development into an elite scorer has been unbelievable to watch.
You have to like how LaVine has dedicated himself on the defensive end as well. All right, fellas, let's now take a look at what's to come on the upcoming schedule.
And looking at the Grizzlies matchup, they'll be facing a team that's had a little better year. But this game is winnable if they bring the energy.
Oh, they're going to need more than energy, Kenny. There's a talent gap here.
Thanks for joining us. Now let's toss it to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first.